exponents, but first I'm going to do a little recap of what an exponent is. So an exponent is just the base to an exponent. So these are just some examples. We have x to the 8th, 12 to the 5th, and 7 squared, or 7 to the 2nd power. So really what an exponent is doing, it's just condensing a really big multiplication problem. But your base is really asking how many of me, or how many of the base, and then the exponent is saying this many. So if we were to just write these out and what's actually is going on, we have how many x's are being multiplied together? 8 x's. So it's it's x times x times x and so on until you have 8. And then this one is just saying how many 12s are being multiplied together. 5 are being multiplied together. So it's 12 times 12 and so on. And then just with the 7 squared, we have how many 7s are being multiplied together. 2 7s, so it's 7 times 7. So first I'm going to do a little analogy that really helps me remember condensing or making something big and turning it into something small. That's really what an exponent is. It's just condensing a big problem. But first I'm going to do the Fat Amy analogy. So we have Fat Amy. There she is. She's smiling. She's happy. She's happy because she's going to In-N-Out and she's going to get a big meal. So we have 5 burgers, 8 fries, 4 milkshakes, and let's see, 10 sodas. So this is what she's ordering. So to figure out what she's ordering, really what she's doing is we can represent for burgers, we're going to have B. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 burgers. And then fries, she has 8. So we have 1, 8 fries, 4 milkshakes, so we'll just do M. And then 10 sodas. 10 sodas. So really, this is her order. This is what she's ordering. And that is so much to tell. Could you imagine going up to the cash register and being like, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 burgers, blah, 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 and going on and saying this huge order. That is way too much to say, and she's fat and lazy, so she doesn't want to say all that anyways. So to condense it down, to take this huge order and make it into a small order, we are going to count how many burgers she has. So she has 5 burgers, we know that for sure. So we have our burgers, we have our fries, we have our milkshakes, and we have our sodas. So how many burgers does she have? She has 5 burgers. So you have how many of me? 5. Now with fries, she has 8 fries, so how many of fries? 8. How many milkshakes? 4 milkshakes. How many sodas? 10 sodas. So taking all of this, we can make it into something small and have this be her order instead of that. And this is so much easier to say, so much easier to write out, a lot easier to type into a cash register. You know, so it's so much easier to write that out instead. So that's how you condense Fat Amy's order. So if we take this out of In-N-Out and put it into math, let's see, we could do y, x, 12. So we have this, and we want to condense it down, so we have this big problem, and we want to condense it down into a small problem. So you count, so we know we have all of the bases that we have. We have y's, we have x's, and we have 12s. So you're going to take your y's, you're going to take your x, and you're going to take your 12. So how many y's does she have? She has 1, 2, there's 3 y's. How many x's are there? 2 x's. How many 12s are there? 4 12s. So there you go, you just condense that down. So now expanding is doing the exact opposite, and it's taking something small and making it into something big. So if we have, let's see, we could do 7 to the 4th. we want to expand this out and we want to make it into a big long multiplication problem. It really just equals out your laziness really of condensing. So you have 7 to the 4th, which actually means 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. And if we do another one, we could have, let's see, we could do 10 to the 8th. So when we want to take that out, we have, just like back to the question thing, how many of me, how many tens? 8 tens, so it's 1. Oh. There you go, so you have that written out. So basically that's just what expanding is. So I'm going to give you guys some and just do the exact opposite. Some of them will be expanding and some of them will be condensing. Just make sure you know how to do them and then I will go over them with you. So real quick, just take this and condense it down because it is a big equation, so condense it down into a small one. Alright, so we, for bases, we have y's, tens, x's, and a's. So we have our y's, tens, x's, and a's. So y's, we just count how many we have. We have 1, 2, 2 y's, how many tens? 2 tens, x's, 3, a's, 5. Alright, so that is how you condense that down. So we can do an expanding one, and that we can do Alright, so write this out completely and so expand it out and make it one big multiplication problem. Alright, so if we're going to write that out, we know we have 8, 5, 12, and 4. That's our bases. So how many of me, how many of 8 threes? So we have 1, 2, 3. How many 5s? There are 2. How many 12s? There are 2. And then how many 4s? We have 6. 1, 2. There you go. That is how you expand that out. So I hope expanding and condensing exponents is something that you guys understand now and you guys are able to remember. Just remember that your base is always asking how many of me and your exponent is answering that question. So I hope you guys are, enjoying the class and I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson.